Alrighty. Good afternoon, everyone. It is 2 p.m. here in Chicago on November 23rd. My name is Elvin, also known as Epoxy, and today we are going to be casting the sixth week of the Legends games for the Illinois Tech Division C team as they take on today Wichita State University. I didn't even spell university right. Oops. Give me a sec. University. There we go. As they take on Wichita State University, Shocker Gaming Gray. Um, I think today I'm going to actually have a co-caster, so I should change that. There you go. Cool. So, game one, it's going to be the Hawks on the blue side to start things off, and they will be going through the pick ban phase right now. So, three bans for IIT. It's going to be the Morgana, Akali, and Urgot being taken out. Looks like it's shared, not really focusing a particular role, probably just taking out the one tricks here from Wichita. IT though, WSU Wichita going to be responding with the Caitlyn, Thresh, and Aatrox ban. So the Caitlyn definitely being targeted for Pirate Windows. We've seen actually uh, that ban come across pretty similarly as well in last week's games against. I'm trying to remember who their opponent was last week. It'll come to me, but I think that game also saw the Kate being banned twice as well. But IIT was able to take the win last week. Picks though, Darius going to be selected first here for J Mars. Darius on that J Mars. It's going to then be Syndra on the Ricky Shea. So it doesn't look like necessarily Wichita's choosing to like pick their roles one by one. They're going to be prioritizing certain picks first, whereas IIT seems to be just picking for their own lanes, likely just because of the diversity pool that they have in their with how many champs that they own. It's going to be Kane and Brand here finished out for IIT. Cheese and Eggs will be on the Kane jungle, and Brand on this pierogi could see it. Excuse me. Could see the Brand played support, but mage bot lanes. I don't know if Wicked Scotty is if we've seen any games for that. It's going to be Jin and Vayne though finished here that with WSU and interesting picks. I'm not sure if this was necessarily like a placeholder pick or that was a legitimate pick, but perhaps a Vayne top. But um, you know, in a 5v5 setting, I'm not sure if collegiate games have if we're going to be seeing that, but that'll be exciting to definitely see how that 1v1 will go in the top lane, especially with all of these preseason changes. We'll definitely talk about preseason changes for a little bit, just so those that are viewing with us understand what's been happening to Summoner's Rift since Ranked finished up last week. But until then, let's finish out these bans here. It's going to be phase 2 of bans here for WSU, taking out the Fizz and Lucian. So again, still prioritizing Pirate Windows into with only probably just one or two marksmen available that he has in his comfort pick. But with IIT, they're going to go with the Janna and the Pantheon. So looking like they're trying to take out Pantheon jungle, take out one of the supports with Janna. But it looks like WSU is going to lock into Warwick as the jungler and through their red side, and then it's going to be Zyra Khan perhaps for IIT here. Wicked Scotty looking like he's hovering the Rise. Would likely be the Rise mid than a Brand support as we mentioned earlier, but we'll see how IIT wants to commit. They are going to be locking in the Rise as the final pick. So likely going to be a Brand mid against a Vayne. Well, just Brand in general. Lots of potential for burst damage. A lot of potential for just starting off engages with whatever with his entire kit. But right after he uses his abilities, there's that delay in between that he's essentially just a walking dead man. So, it's going to be interesting to see what they will confirm how that 2v2 match will go on. And then it's going to actually be the Nautilus looking like third party candidate will be playing that in the bot lane. I'm pretty sure teams are in LCS order, so it is going to be likely going to be seeing some champions switch around. I hope to God that Jin's not jungle. But I've been yep, there we go. So Jin going to be bot lane. It's going to be Vayne mid perhaps with the TP. Or it could be a mid like a if the players Realzy and Ricochet just decided that they're going to switch lanes on their own, which is I think technically viable for collegiate games that you don't actually have to confirm uh, certain rosters like that. So it's okay, this guy's saying excuse me. So it's going to be casting today with Caretaker today. Um so again, I'm going to be joined today with the cast with Caretaker. Caretaker, what's her first name again? It's Bobby, right? Or is no?
No, it's Charles.
Charles, damn it, I keep forgetting. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm gonna be joined with Charles today, and I was just finishing up talking about the picks and bans, so we are currently in spectator delay as we are going to get the games going shortly, but I normally go on break here, but in this case, I think I can spend the 2 minutes actually to talk a little bit about what has happened to Summoner's Rift in the preseason. So, um, Charles, do you want to kind of take the lead on what you've seen happen to Summoner's Rift since the preseason patch?
Okay, first of all, I wanna talk about Senna and how fucking how OP Senna is.
Okay.
Also, I'm getting feedback from your mic.
Okay, I can try to fix that. Could just be something that I'm picking up by its on its own. All right, let me know if that's any better. Testing, testing.
Um, no, I still pick things up.
Mm, okay.
I think at this point it might be worth it to get a break, but while we fix the mic issue.
Okay. I can't do that though because the desktop audio gets connected. Well, I'll mute it here and then we can talk about it. So give the viewers just one quick minute while we fix it up. Okay. It's muted now. So the issue it works now. No, it doesn't. Okay. Mm, I don't know. I don't even know how that's possible because it's my mic is connected to my Alrighty, viewers, I am putting it back onto live. So we're actually going to get ourselves into the game. Switching over here, we're going to be seeing again J Mars 9 on the Darius, Cheese and Eggs on Kane Jungle, Disparogi on the Rise Mid Zaya, and Brand with Pirate Windows and Wicked Scotty. And Charles was talking about how with the
Senna
priest,
was OP.
yeah, Senna is OP, but for in particular for these collegiate games, there is a actually specific rule in place to not allow players to play that champ until that champ has been live on the servers for 2 weeks. So in our particular case, Senna is technically actually not viable in collegiate until tomorrow. So we're not going to be seeing any Senna picks for this weekend match. But we are now onto the Rift. Um, so Charles, my timer right now. I'll let you know when my timer starts, and we can sync up our.
I'm still on 0-0.
Yep, I'm still on 002, so I'll let you know when it actually starts going. It's going to be, in terms of summoners, we're going to see Rise with the TP. We're going to see the Ghost on the Darius. We've seen him go for those 1v1s many times ago. It's going to be the TPs, though. 2 TPs available for WSU with Ricky on the Syndra. Likely going to be Syndra mid with TP, and then Vayne in the top. Vayne top with the TP. So definitely Darius versus Vayne. If Vayne gets caught too many times, that's gonna be one time too many. To be frank, we've seen J Mars been able to take those leads into pretty heavy swing advantages for his team. It's going to be IIT though.
Like we have an early invade coming in. They will spot out the Nautilus.
It's going to be the Vayne. Just one more auto will be able to do it. Can the Kane reach it? He wants it. It's going to be his first blood. Well played from Cheese and Eggs. Things coming out, and that's like due to WSU's they not coordinating their exit. Yeah, their exit from the base right at the get-go. So they were actually like just a couple seconds behind, but IIT was committed towards that invade from the beginning. A good pick there with the kill going onto the Kane. He's not going to looking like he's not going to actually commit with a back or anything as of right now, just only popping a refillable. He's going to be looking like he's going to start with the red buff, but the red buff should be able to keep him relatively healthy as he goes through the camps.
So they are doing our red team is actually doing a red buff start, looking probably to invade their blue buff. Well, our team's blue buff, so we'll see how that goes. Pretty sure Kane is gonna walk up to his own blue, so we'll see how that will end up being a nice surprise. J Mars is autoing the Vayne.
So J Mars walks right up, and Darius instantly wins out of that trade for sure. Look at that damage. That's going to not help things along. But Darius, I think, ends up taking a turret shot, so going to be having to be careful about that. Vayne, though, without her flash, but Darius with his is going to be something to watch out for. Could be the Warg maybe looking for a early gank if he wants to help out, but he's already almost interestingly enough.
Now, Juan did get caught with a Nautilus Q down in bot lane, so now they're in a bit of a passive position.
It's going to be Desporogi going for a couple of trades as he pushes this wave up. Still pretty even, though, in terms of health. Syndra now starting to pop her first potion against Rise's refillables and mana crystals, so that's going to be level 3 coming in here for him first. And yeah, keeping a look in the bot lane, one of the biggest changes I'm sure people are seeing is like this alcove that's being shown here in the top and bot. So one of the changes for preseason has been the map shifting a lot, but Cheese and Eggs here coming in for a first gank, not going to be able to land the knock up or the slow, I guess. But J Mars is able to catch her out. Doesn't look like.
If we look bot lane seems to be in danger.
It's going to be Wicked Scotty though getting the kill. Well played. Good comment. So, Pirate Windows having to use both of her summoners to be able to stay alive, but Wicked Scotty with the damage, with the new Spell Thief's Edge in particular. So again, another one of the preseason changes has been the change into support items. In the past, you would see players having to use that to... They would have to spend gold to upgrade those support items, but now, as long as you finish certain objectives throughout the game, and within enough time, you'll actually be able to upgrade those items automatically. So, definitely helps in terms of the gold spending, I guess, that players have to go. But Cheese and Eggs here with the gank here on the mid lane, giving a little bit of a spook to the Syndra. But the Desporogi is...
It's also nice to know that, like, with every season, with every new season, Riot is doing things to make supports happy.
I don't know if I'm going to be happy about these changes. I'm a support. I haven't actually tested out too much of the game yet. I am a Bard main, though, so I am very much looking forward to the portals that's going to be available within these alcoves, so like you can essentially
True,
portal
yeah.
from this location all the way to your first turret easily enough. Cheese and eggs though gonna be spotted out by a quick ward. A couple of trades coming across.
Cheese and eggs getting spotted by Nautilus and getting caught with the
He
Jhin.
does
He's
get
in
knocked up
trouble.
on the W, but with no flash available, could be a kill. He actually forces the Syndra to flash away. Wicked Scotty though trying to return to favor. Not going to have enough damage to finish anything off. This Baroki still in a tight spot. Not sure what the
Also,
motivation is
he
for.
can't really run away. I feel
Nautilus
like
missing his hook is
Flash.
going to have 8 seconds up. He's going to force the flash out. Wicked Scotty though wants to reply in kind. A little bit of a clown fiesta!
And he dodges the Q. Huge.
All this time though,
Just getting poked.
yep, all of this time though, Pirate Windows taking the time to CS the lane safely. Likely could look at him getting a first plate perhaps. So plates still exist in the game. Is finally starting to chunk it down. He's actually going to be a level advantage above this Jhin, about a half level above. So Wicked Scotty is already going to be back here into the lane to help things out. Still putting enough damage onto that Nautilus, and Nautilus fairly low on mana, so won't really have much lane sustain.
And he is halfway into that plate.
Keeping our eyes on Cheese and Eggs. He's looking for another gank onto the top lane. No ward here to spot him out. J-Mars, though, coming in. Looks like the Vayne has the idea, but she has flash available. It's going to be the flash being spent here. And they will
just get out.
They will just get out of it. Warwick finishing up the scuttle, finishing it off with a smite. There is going to be a control ward to spot up Fairy Tail Azuma on that Warwick. But, you know, Nautilus with only a little bit under 300 health is not going to be looking like any potential prospects for starting an engage. Warwick going to be starting things off with the Dragon of his own. Taking a quick look at the gold check here. It's actually going to be 1k ahead here for the Hawks. Already, J-Mars putting up a decent CS lead with about 15, so putting him at about 400 gold ahead. And
Xayah is also 12 CS ahead of Jhin, and it's nice to note that Jhin is actually a Jhin 1 trick.
Is it actually? Okay.
Yeah, he's got 250 games on Jhin and over 1,000 rank games under his belt.
So tell me about the thinking here. Like, when you guys were going through draft, was it just we're not going to be too concerned about the Jhin? Is it just something do you think we could handle, or is it just there were other bands that we wanted to take a bigger priority for in terms of what they mained and whatnot?
Well, so the thinking through draft was Jhin is such an immobile champion that with all the lockdown and like run potential we have, we could just run at their team and Jhin would just get caught.
Okay.
And the thing was, the mid was an Akali main with also was 150 or 200 games under her belt.
Okay.
So we took that out of the equation first. Top lane was they have a lot of one tricks on their team.
Okay.
Top lane was an Urgot one trick.
Keeping our eyes on level 6 engage though. Yep. It's going to be third-party candidate having to be using heal. Actually, exhaust being used onto the Nautilus. Onto the Jhin.
Popping flash trying to catch out the Nautilus. Not gonna find him.
Yeah, not too sure about the use of the exhaust. If they were going to spend the exhaust, I would maybe say try to put on the Nautilus instead. But it's going to be Jhin having to use the heal to save the Nautilus. Nautilus having to flash out. Still has his ignite available. Wicked Scotty, interesting to use of the exhaust. I'm not sure if he thinks that he won't have the chance to go for potential engage. However, J-Mars and Vayne in another 1v1, but that Vayne damage is there. All points on her W. Interestingly enough, he's going to be committing for it with the ult available. But
he misses the ult, but the bleed gets the kill.
That's true. How
exciting things.
You can miss the W? I think because
I thought you could not miss the ult. That was...
Hold on though, Nautilus being taken very low here. Xayah also dangerously at 66 health, barely able to live, but Jhin at level 6 with his ult available. Does he want to risk the shot? It's going to be a TP coming through here. This looks like it's going to be Rise TP. Can they get the kill on third-party candidate? There is a follow-up here from Syndra. Can they keep it up with it? It is going to be getting the kill. Wicked Scotty here. Syndra using all of her ult, but Brand able to walk away at 63 health. This Baroki still here on the chase, taking decent amount of damage, but Jhin with his ultimate looking like he could use it. It's going to be starting it up. Going to be using a TP to be getting this Barogi out. None of the last shot able to connect. Still alive though. IIT able to walk out of that with 1 kill under their belt, I believe. Yeah, so
yeah, 1 kill.
The entire engage though, Cheese and Eggs and Warwick just still farming up in their jungle, meeting up here in the mid lane. It's going to be Warwick starting things off with the ultimate, but Kane going to be replying with his ult. Not sure about that ult usage though, but you're going to see the Syndra coming back up, so no more action likely going to be seen. It's going to be Kane going back here into the Raptors. Jin is going to be pushing out this lane as he is going to definitely need to back in order to keep up the pacing. And it's only going to be a lonely Nautilus, so Nautilus actually not level 6 yet, nor is Brand, so in all honesty...
Junglers are bots, so they could do something. Having said that, Cheese and Eggs is really low.
Yeah, Cheese and Eggs is going to be finishing up the Krugs here. Interestingly, for those that are, again, part of the preseason change patches, is actually that the Krugs, in the past, in Season 9, they actually yielded the most XP for junglers, but now they no longer do. Wicked Scotty going to be level 6 now, with the level advantage above this Nautilus. Nautilus should be getting level 6 after this wave, so Jin will be back into the lane by then. Or are we going to maybe see a 2v2 commit here? Summoners available only with Saya with the flash, every other summoner down on bot lane. It's going to be Kane, Cheese and Eggs coming up here, going to be rooting to Syndra. Nice flash on the Syndra, but I don't think there's going to be any more follow-up. They're going to see the Warwick with the Predator, but...
A little bit of pressure. Bot lane pushing up, taking the second turret plate. They will successfully take it.
There you go. And that's actually going to be, we hear the sound, that's going to be the support items coming in. So Targon's Buckler for the Nautilus. It's going to be Frostfang for the, getting upgraded here now, for the Brand. So it's going to give...
is doing a Rift. He hasn't been spotted, I don't think. So we'll see how IIT will respond to that push.
I think they're going to have some, he's going to have some help from the Vayne, but the Cheese and Eggs coming in around here. It looks like they're still committing for Syndra.
Getting caught?
He is going to be in a tight spot.
Cheese and Eggs isn't a tight
It's going to be Warwick with his ult available. Ult not going to land. Kane going to be landing it here onto it. Can they finish it off? He's going to be running right into the Vayne.
Seems like Ryze is dead. Ryze fell.
Yep.
Rift did reset, so that's good for IIT, I guess.
IIT nabs a kill in the bot lane. I didn't actually get that, but it didn't look looking like only Pirate Windows needed to use her ult. Brand not even having to use his ult yet. Perhaps a dive onto the Jhin if they're feeling extremely spicy.
Mars is coming down into Darius, hoping to stop this Rift Herald.
Yep, as the Rift Herald has reset.
Ult 3 is up there.
Vayne using her ult to just try to hold back the any more engage, but looking like that's going to be given to the Warwick. And again, Warwick with the dragon control is definitely prevalent. Syndra going to be showing herself around here. They now know that Kane's there. It looks like they want to be committing. J Mars is confident in that 1v3 to start things off. Who's going to be following up? It's going to be actually forcing out the Warwick to flash through. The Q not going to be able to do enough. And Vayne maxing...
Barely getting out of that fight.
Vayne maxing W is actually working really well for her. That is the proper way to play Vayne top against the bruisers like that. But not looking like IIT was really coordinated in that play. So really,
yeah, Cloud Drake is up, so we'll see how IIT will respond to that.
IIT, WSU wants to push the advantage on their own type here. It's actually going to be the Herald knocking down 2-3 plates here. Brand looking like he got caught out here in the bot lane. So a lot of action happening on all sides. First tower able to still not be taken yet here in the top lane. Rift Herald is expiring. Zaya, though, in a pretty dangerous spot. Can she commit anymore? It's actually going to be looking at a 2v1. Jin! Oh! Oh, the 4th shot. Not able to, I think, not enough to finish her off. Pirate Windows with a nasty 2v1.
Nasty heal.
And a heal as well. Actually, heal being used on the Jhin as well. So,
yeah.
Despite that...
that was just really funny for me.
Yeah.
Just heal on heal.
And actually, I think with the item disadvantage, I don't know if Jhin had IE going into that fight. I think he bought that when he was dead, because I'm looking at it right now. But Ryze tanking the shots. This Pierogi taking too much damage from the tower. 2 free shots there is going to actually put Ricochet ahead.
What do you think about the new map changes? What do you think about the new map changes, having the little alcoves as the top and bottom?
So the alcoves work really well in terms of like vision control for potential ganks. People are like memeing like if you could just like prison, like put your jungler in jail there so they just can permacap there. There's really good angles for warding as well. The ward, if you ward one of the bushes, I don't think it actually guarantees you to ward all the way around it. And
it does seem you could ward like the very, very tip of into the alcalode just to see like just to get a little feel of half the alcalode.
I don't have too many. So the alcoves are definitely the biggest one. There are new bushes that exist inside the blue buff entrances. I think that's really just I only seen the videos that works really well for Rengar. However, IIT looks like they want to start things off. It's going to be Ward putting his ult onto Bran, but Vayne goes on another 1v1, able to kill off the Darius, but she's an ace deep in the backline. Warwick able to be taken out by Pirate Windows. This Baroki here now here to reply. Nice route there. It's going to actually be hidden by the bush. Nice vision. The vision coming through, but Rise able to land that last ability. Going to have the Dragon be up for the taking here for the Hawks, but Vayne looking like Jamar's finally meeting his match in these 1v1s. So looking like that Vayne pick here in the top paying off its dividends. It's going to be though the Elemental Drake effect going off here with the Inferno.
GP coming in mid. We'll see if anything happens. They are fighting.
This Pierogi is going in. He's confident in these. One more ability will do it. Is he going to go for it? It's going to land. Syndra's ult, not enough to finish him off, but Warwick is going to be taking off getting the blue buff for himself.
Cheese and Eggs is top if you look, and they are going to catch the Vayne out. Vayne actually going down to Cheese and Eggs.
And
Cheese and Eggs has blue form, I believe. Is that right? Or has he not changed?
It looks like blue to me. I don't play enough Kayn to actually know to talk intelligently about how Kayn works, besides going through walls and his ult is broken. But again, we're seeing across. Go ahead.
Bot lane. I don't know when that happened, but you know.
It is. They just backed for it and then now they got it. So it's going to be a second turret falling here. Jamar's, while not able to necessarily win in his 1v1s.
Deny the bottom turret.
Turret's still healthy. Are we going to be seeing a lane switch perhaps? Is this Rogue going to commit to the bot lane now and then bot lane will now switch over to top? I don't know. But, you know, this Baroki now with the rod looking like not going to be landing on the Nautilus hook, so he's going to be okay. But Inferno map opening things up. Jamar's getting condemned here to the wall. A lot of damage going through. He's actually forced flash, but the third auto from Vayne able to have the W effect come in through here. Pyre Windows looking like he wants to go for the 1v1. Vayne still confident. Look at that damage coming through. Is that going to be enough? But Pirate Windows is able to be there to help shut down that Vayne. 4 deaths to her name. Spirogi though.
Jin is pushing down a bot turret, so we'll see if they can force a 5v4 here.
They're still looking for fights. Disparogi is confident in his ability to help things out. That damage.
Eggs coming from the flank.
I don't think a dive is going to be potential. We're going to see that yet, but oh, never mind. Oh my god. There he goes.
Yeah.
One and done. Quickly in here, but Disparogi here, it's going to help things out on her own. It's going to be forcing both the mid laners switching out for flash here, but Cheese and Eggs back at it again. Still there. It's going to actually be barely one auto, but they have to stun onto the Warwick. IIT though quick to converge on it, able to get 3 kills throughout this entire transaction, and doing decent amount of damage here to the mid turret. That second wave there to help things out is going to be 2 turrets falling here within a span of just under a minute. Vayne here stunned, going to be forcing out her flash. Rise picking things up for the team, able to get those roots needed. For sure.
For some reason, Herald is still up on my screen.
Yeah, it shows up for me as well. I think that's just part of the client.
Dragon is up in 1 minute 40. So what do you think about the Infernal change, or the new Dragon changes?
Well, the Dragon changes, in particular, I really don't like the Elder Drake change, the Immolation charge that essentially just kills you if you're too low. That seems way too broken for me. There's no play around for that. I haven't really.
It seems like an easy way to end the game, doesn't it? Too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the cheapskate way. As long as you you Karthus ult and you get everyone low enough, and then you just get like one ADC auto, then you just instantly kill him off. How's that fair? I feel like there's just no play around. Shisanase, though, on the hunt here. He's going to have the level advantage above the Warwick. J-Mars walking through that busted red pit from the Inferno Drake. The map changes in terms for regular dragons, I think, is from these dragon effects are interesting.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
I quite like it. It just adds a little bit of spice and flavor.
Yeah, I think I don't have too many qualms about that. It's actually going to be Vayne and Nautilus looking at the flank, but they're actually not in the right angle. Instant
J-Mars getting caught out.
Nautilus ult not able to do anything here, but J-Mars is looking like he's in a dangerous spot. Does he have the damage to go through? Pirate Windows, he's going nuts though. He's going in a 1v3 situation, able to flash out of it. Wicked Scotty though here to help. They're going to be pushing things over. Disparoki finishing off the Vayne. It's going to be 4 members live for IIT as they look at their sights here for the mid inhib turret. Cheese and Eggs coming all the way around. Not even going to give that Warwick an exit point. Here comes the wave though. It should be the turret secured. Nautilus is back up, but he...
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think Nautilus already using his ult. He's not going to have any engaged tools available. Only a minute until that's going to be coming back. So, Infernal Drake also available here. IIT pinging for this. They want to get on that. And should pretty much have unfettered access to it. Going to be a scuttle finish off as well. Ward is going to be showing that they're taking it, but they're taking it down so quickly, and WSU using the Jin, you're going to be using the ult not to much advantage, really.
I'm quite confused about that Jin ult. I'm not going to lie.
I think he was maybe just trying to risk a shot on it, though, but
I don't think you can steal drag with Jin ult anymore.
Is it? I have no clue. You can steal Baron with Ash ult, though. That's a...
You can.
We had a guy that, like, when Earth was out, we just built AP on him, and he stole a Baron from downtown. It's like the funniest thing we ever.
That's pretty fun. I mean, I don't think you can steal with Jinx ult either, which you see a lot of Jinx ulting down for it.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty common play. Cheese and Eggs flashing all the way for that Jin. He's going to get suppressed by the Warwick. Oh, going to be putting it on the Warwick though. Vayne in her ult bar. He's giving his payback back to that Vayne. He's like, you know what? You might be able to beat me 1v1, but you can't beat my team 5v5. It's going to be third-party candidate able to shut down the Darius, though. It's going to be the second inhib falling here. It's going to be super minions available here to siege these Nexus turrets. IIT looking like they can close out the game with the Jin only available. No flash either. Kane coming all the way back to retreat. Ace coming in through here for the Hawks. It's going to be the Ace going over to the Kane. It's going to be the second
22-minute game, guys.
22 minutes, 15k gold lead. Well played here from the Hawks today. It's going to be putting themselves onto the map early. Well played. Alright, I'm getting comments that I am too quiet. Alright, I'll change my volume up a bit. I think I fixed the mic issue now, so we should be good. Alrighty. Cool. Are you going to be playing in the next game?
I have no clue, actually.
Oh.
I wanted to play Gangplank today.
Nice.
Because John was a bit late, so I was going to fill in for top. I wanted to pull off a Game Goon.
Oh, nice. Alright, so again, going back to our pick bands, it's going to be Hawks taking the game 1 off of WSU here, putting themselves onto the map early. Seems like WSU able to hold up against the early laning phase, but in this case, I think really the bot lane definitely outperforming Wichita's Nautilus Jin combo.
Jamar's actually beating his match to up top.
Are you getting re-invited to this third game or not?
I need to get a re-invite.
You should message Juan because we can't say ready yet, and they're about to start the game, so you should make sure you message him.
Yes.
It's going to... Yeah, I really think the Vayne, WSU's Vayne, holding off against J-Mars, and the past games I've casted for IIT, it's always I've seen the J-Mars being the one that's pulling the team through it, and then Juan Pirate Windows is able to kind of just hold steady against the bot lane. But in this case, I think Juan pulling his own way, likely due to that mid game fiasco. Oh, they're starting the game.
Oh, they started. I didn't get an invite.
I'm not. I can't necessarily invite you to full lobbies, so.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I guess I'll have to solo cast for the second game.
I'll just go back.
Yeah, but
D3.
any other comments on this first game before you head back? think.
Not really. Just both teams played really well, and yeah, looking forward to the second game.
Yeah, sounds good. Appreciate you stopping by. Then you can head back
Yep,
to the
I'll move myself.
W3 then.
All right, see ya.
See you later. All right, so yeah, again, just to go back, it's going to. I really think the bot lane disadvantage for WSU was largely due to that roam pre level 6. I think level 4 and 5, and that essentially put Zaya about a half level ahead. That just let her start taking the just those small plays adding up. Likely a lot of the map rotations being dictated by certain shot callers from WSU, just uh, not really coordinating what their enemy opponents would be doing at the same time to counteract against that. Um, Jungler's cheese and eggs very very prevalent across the map to help out all of his lanes out. Um, Not too much comments on his jungle pathing. I think First Blood definitely helping things out a little bit with IIT to put some confidence in their boots. Mid lane matchup, Disperogi versus Syndra. I think they were going for a lot of even trades. Kane definitely more prevalent than the Warwick in terms of game potential. We saw the Warwick from WSU. He, I think, missed one or two ults. The Predator not really working out to his advantage, and just unfortunately not. I think the best synergy for WSU in their case would have been if they were able to work with the Nautilus Warwick to be like as tanky as possible to last against that front line. If they can get certain picks with the Nautilus auto to just freeze a guy in their place and then the Vayne can just 3-shot them, I think that would have been definitely in their favor. Hold on, I'm supposed to put League music in the background while I wait for games to play. Okay. Anything else to comment on? I don't really think so. I think, yeah, just game one, this was a really good performance for IIT in terms of just their development after the laning phase. I think laning phase went pretty even for both sides. It's just a lot of the jungle pathing, a lot of the ganks, putting certain leads for certain champs. Was well played from the Hawks. We're going to be starting this game 2 now, and just as I start commenting, it's actually going to be the first ban phase being completed. It's going to be Zaya, Brand, and Kane being taken out for IIT as WSU selects those bans. It's going to be the Vayne, Akali, and Pantheon, though, being chosen here for IIT to be removed from the game. So, already 3 champions out for IIT that we saw in game 1. We're going to have to likely be seeing an entirely new roster. It's going to be, though, the Jamar still onto that Darius. It's going to be cheese and eggs on the Master Yi now to make things a little bit more interesting. And then it's going to be Chiana, Tryndamere, and Jhin again going to be locked in here for WSU. So as we saw from Caretaker, he did mention that the Jhin is prioritizing that Jhin pick a lot as one of his most comfortable champs. Syndra, though, going to be hovered here and going to be confirmed here with Disperogi. So, are we going to be seeing a masterclass from Disperogi to show off against LOL Man 190 how that Syndra is going to be played? I don't actually no, excuse me. Ricochet is the one that was on that Syndra last game. So, something to keep ourselves in mind is also is Ricochet and Lawman going to be doing another lane swap like we saw earlier? Or Ricochet going to be confirming himself to the top lane once again? I'm not too sure. Or whoever's their mid lane versus top lane, are they going to be committing towards those LCS orders? Second phase of bans coming in through here. It's going to be the Nautilus being taken out here from IIT. They don't want to be seeing that again. Another hook champion being removed, though. Thresh here for WSU. And as the last bans are being covered here, it's going to be only to support and I think a jungler or mid lane. Being left here for WSU to pick, but IIT's bot lane is still open for grabs. It's going to be the Morgana, so prioritizing the support removal. We saw Wicked Scotty with a pretty decent performance onto the Brand, having the damage to help out for Zaya in those 2v2 matches, and WSU not really cutting their bets against that potential damage burst that's available. It's going to be Lucian, though, taken out here from WSU, and it's going to be finally Caitlyn on the Pirate Windows. So, well, that's going to... WSU letting that pick going through. Is that going to be their demise? We'll have to see. WSU, though, looks like they're going to be hovering a Malphite. Interesting. But already, these comps that are forming looks like WSU is committing to a strong engaged potential with that Malphite, with Chiana, with those Kiana, excuse me, with those map changes, especially with the terrain changing so much. Going to be interesting to see if Ricochet or whoever's going to be playing Kiana has used that map awareness to their advantage. Those we could be seeing, a ton of action happening inside the jungle for fights like that. And I think WSU comes out in the advantage in those kind of tight spaces, especially with the Malphite, with the Kiana, with the Soraka support. Silence is going to be definitely important to keep certain members in their place and not being able to use certain abilities. But it's going to be the final pick here for IIT. It's going to be Wicked Scotty on that Veigar. It looks like a Veigar support against a Jhin Soraka bot lane. Interesting. The cage from Veigar will definitely keep those guys in place, and Caitlyn with her auto range advantage could just be sniping everyone straight down the gutter. It's going to be games going live in just about under 20 seconds. We're going to take a quick quick 3-minute break. When we get back, though, Game 2 of WSU Shocker Gaming Gray against IIT Hawks, Division C. Alrighty, everyone, we are back live now for Game 2 of Wichita State University versus the Illinois Tech Hawks. So it's going to be In this game, WSU is going to be onto the right side. Excuse me, onto the WSU going to be on the blue side of the map. It's going to be Ricochet on Kiana, Realzy, Tryndamere, Lawman, Blood Moon Jin, Azuma on the Malphite, and third party on the Soraka. But IIT, though, looking like they're keeping with the same roster, no roster switches. It's going to be J Mars on Darius once again. Cheese and Eggs now from the Kane onto the Yi. Dispirogi, though, onto the Syndra, as opposed to what we saw from WSU's mid lane Syndra. Pirate Windows on his signature Caitlyn, and Wicked Scotty on the Veigar. Again, trying to show off his mage support prowess. IIT looking like they're going for pings here. They want to be coordinating their approach here onto the invade. Are they going to, or is WSU going to learn from their lesson, though, and be able to beat her to match it? However, looking like all members are being split off pretty far and wide from the map. It's going to be actually no wards going to be spotting out IIT onto this invade. This Baroki, Veigar finally truckling his way down here. It's going to be third-party candidate going to be spotted out here. Are we going to be seeing anything? It's going to be Flash being forced out straight away. Ward actually not going to be capturing onto the bush. Pings coming out from IIT, though. Early summoner going to be used here, though, on the Soraka. And Soraka going with a heal instead of a regular summoners like Exhaust or Ignite. J-Mar's going to be making his way back up to the top lane. He's actually going to be running into Ricochet if he keeps it up like this. He is going to see that. He's not going to have any assistance, though, to come back into the lane. Malphite actually going to be having to take these buffs alone. He's going to actually start the trades off here. This Barovia going with a little bit of damage. It's going to be actually the Ghost coming in here through first. Can they commit for any more? Ricochet, though, already going to have to commit his Ignite, and the blue buff going to be started very slowly from Fairy Tail Azuma. He's not going to have help until Realzy comes down here, but IIT already with a healthy buff start. It's going to be running right onto the, oh my lord, third-party candidate, no flash available, already going to be taking so much damage. Heal coming in clutch, though, for Pirate Windows in order to just keep that Veigar just alive, but the Soraka also not in too well of a position. She actually is only going to be just starting her pots. It's going to be walking right into a Veigar. Any more trades? It's going to be V looking for a potential gank. He's actually going to be landing the auto onto the Jhin, not onto the Soraka. Looking like the Q was landing onto that. No first blood yet, but pretty exciting start here for a level 1. It's going to be Wicked Scotty using the cage to advantage just to hold the Jhin back. A 1v1, though, starting up again here. J Mars and Realzy going at it. Interesting top lane matchup. Looking like J Mars not having as easy of a time as in the past game, so holding his might. Ito with an invade of his own, it's going to be starting off that red buff. Looking like J Mars ready for an engage of his own again. Not level 6, could be one more auto. He's not going to have any summoners to help anything more. But Malphite with Malphite here available to hold things back. Looking like the J Mars might just be able to walk out of it just fine. But he's still hovering around. They look like they're confident in their 1v2. Darius without his Q available. Going to be a couple seconds until that comes back up. And all this time, Cheese and Ace going at it on through Azuma's jungle. Azuma's still going to be showing himself here in the top lane, going to be helping things out by taking out the Scuttle. He is going to be spotted out by the ward, though, so J Mar's definitely going to be having to keep an eye out for that, but he is in a pretty healthy position as he is still significantly ahead in terms of health than Realzy. It's going to be a decent amount of damage there. Done 32 health here, hovered. One more auto would have done it. First blood, though, coming in here for the Hawks, though, in the bot lane. Let's take a quick look back at that. It's going to be Veigar, level 3. Don't tell me just walked slowly right up with it. Oh, Lord. It's just going to be 1 or 2 autos that's going to do it. Ooh, Lord, Wicked Scotty able to finish off the Soraka right there. And unfortunately, that 2v2... Well, fortunately for the Hawks, that 2v2 falling in their favor. And Malphite's still showing himself all over the map. Is going to be giving Cheese and Eggs free access to the jungle. Getting these Krugs for himself. And if actually the Jhin keeps walking up, you could look for a potential gank. in fact. Uh, he's going to charge up just a bit with his W as Malphite and Soraka make their way back to lane. But as long as Cheese and Eggs has a okay exit away from the jungle, that's going to have a Malphite with no camps to help him out. Hovering here for this dive. The Chiana going to be coming down for a roam. This could look like a pretty big fight coming across. It's going to be Yi looking for a gank of his own. He's going to be starting things off on a pinch here against the Soraka and Jhin. He's not going to be able to help things out at all, unfortunately. The W helping negate some of the damage where he can, but the stun here onto Wicked Scotty is going to be... Yeah, Yi just getting caught out, not respecting the fact that the potential for Malphite to be there. And IIT not following up properly with the Jhin as they saw that he was going back. So bit of uncoordination there from the Hawks, unfortunately. It's going to actually be a kill going over into Jin's favor. Change up the icons a bit. I don't like how WC doesn't get an LCS order. That's actually not good. Going to be the Mountain Drake actually as the first dragon available, but Syndra going to be going with her first back, going to be coming back to lane with likely Codex, I guess. We'll see. Yep, there we go. Oh, excuse me, Lost Chapter, that's the word for it, not Codex. Jamar is going to be looking for an engage of his own. He wants to be training things off. He's got the Ghost available. Can he go for the 1v1? The Terrify not actually going to be enough. Yi going to be coming in for a gank of his own. He has the Q available. Not even going to follow through with it before Jamars gets the kill on his own. Nice assistance there from the Yi. Ricky Shado with that nice Chiana True Damage skin is going to be coming down a bit. Wicked Scotty looking for a commit of his own, but the Chiana is going to finally be showing IIT has to be onto the retreat now. Veigar not without his ult available. Actually, Ricky Shado not level 6 yet. Isn't going to be able to help out with an ult at all. Pyre Window's using a heal just for a little bit of reassurance, but Chiana gank not going to be successful here for the Hawks, but it's going to be actually, in fact, running right onto, hold on, level 6 Ricochet onto the mashup here. He's going to be using to the Ignite. He's still going to be alive. The Hawks looking like they want to be closing in onto here. The stun landing through. The stun knocking through. The Dragon finishing it through. Shisune is going to be walking right back out. Going to be able to take the scuttle for himself, likely. Mountain Drag being annoying. But, oh god. Okay, there he goes. A matchup of its own happening here through, though, as IIT's ready to match on that 2v2. Level 6 coming, level 5 only for the Soraka here. Wicked Scotty still trying to stop the third party from backing. Just being as much of a nuisance as possible. That roam from Chiana could end up working out in IIT's favor as the Syndra is showing a level advantage above level 7. But looking like we're not going to see any more action. Yi should be hitting level 6 after this Gromp. Yes, he will. And he is actually almost going to be a full level ahead of the Malphite, in fact. Again, Yi being all over inside Malphite's red buff jungle. Having it work out in favor. Jhin going to be going with his back here. Caitlyn and Veigar coming back, though, now into lane. Caitlyn with the double daggers and the BF. Gonna see what Jhin gets. Looking like IIT might just be might have just the item level advantage, though, with the decent CS lead. It's going to be, 200 gold. Maybe. While we were going, though, I actually just completely missed the 1v1 ability between J-Mars. He went for the flash. Tryndamere without the ult available. One more all did it. Nice finish there from J-Mars. Able to match up against that 1v1. Having to use the flash, though, so looking like J-Mars is committing himself for that 1v1 potential. Real Z with no summoners, only the TP available, is not going to have that 1v1 advantage. Going to be having J-Mars start off on the turret plating. And able to get this turret plate. One more. There you go. Ah! Ah! He hesitated, that's why. It's going to be Cheese and Eggs, though. Level 6, he wants to be looking for a gank of his own. Malphite without level 6 available is going to be actually forcing the flash to match. Nice flash for Flash. dodge, but it's going to actually be the buff resetting here, actually, for the Malphite. It was just going to continue to slow him down. All lanes here from IIT pushing up their lead wherever that they can. Already about 3k gold ahead. It's going to be the stun landing here onto Soraka, forcing her flash out just to avoid any of that pop-off damage from Caitlyn and from Veigar. Who would have known? Mage supports works out well for Wichita. I thought I always just saw him on tanks. Not that I'm complaining, though. It's going to be Cheese and Eggs spotting out the Chiana. The Scuttle going to be available. He's going to finish that off for himself. Thank you for the help. It's going to be Pirate Windows with a decent amount of damage. The ult there from Wicked Scotty to help things off. It's going to be another kill coming over here, though, for the Hawks Disparogi. Able to take on Chiana 1v1. Giving E access to do this Mountain Drake alone. He might have just a little bit of help. Tribush were going to be here, finished off by the Veigar, but another 1v1 being shown here. Can he finish it off the Scuttle? The Rift Herald actually going to be falling, given to the blue team. Malphite going to be having to flash up, but I think he's actually going to die from that. J Mars going to have a little bit of health here in the matchup, but Undying Rage going to be activated by Trinity. He's going to follow up with the Ghost. J Mars going with the double kill, and IIT is unstoppable. Rift Herald, Eye of the Herald going to Tryndamere, but at what cost? 0-3 against a very strong Darius, who's going to probably have to Triforce available after he backs and gets a couple more turret gold as it's still up until a couple more minutes. TP going to be used here by Tryndamere just in an attempt to stop any more potential turret gold. But even with that in mind, Darius is going to have a nice back to be able to get him to Triforce. But he's confident. He's staying here in the top lane. Looks like he wants to keep his eyes on a potential another 1v1, in fact. It's going to be Yi actually invading all the way to Fairy Tail's jungle, going for a 1v1. One more Q could do it. The heal from Soraka is not going to be enough. Or is it? The nice Q timing there is able to avoid that turret shot and actually going to be following up with the kills. So using a lot of resources because, in fact, the Soraka tried to ult to save the Malphite, but that was not enough. So Yi going to be having 2 kills to his name, 2 deaths. Malphite having no kills, but 2 deaths. And Tryndamere falling again to another 1v1. He's going to be mega behind now. And J-Mars is going to be going nuts off this game, likely. Support item here getting finally upgraded for Soraka. IIT still pushing their way through it. Chiana is going to be... can't afford to roam again anymore. She is now 2 levels behind. Hawks really ahead now at this point. It's going to be first turret here, falling here for the Hawks. First turret advantage now onto that Darius, and he's going to be coming back with a lot of... oh, God. Oh, wow. Okay, so what happened is that the Syndra able to flash out to avoid any more turret damage, but is able to land off that last Q, I believe, to finish off the Kiana. A lot of action happening already. And Kiana, without the TP to help any other lanes, is going to have to be stuck into this mid lane, lest she forces out the... oh, God. Pirate Windows having to force out just to avoid any potential more flashes. It's going to be a lot of damage there coming in here through for Hawks. Pirate Windows going to have to force herself to walk all the way back out. Nice dodge here on the W. It's going to actually be forcing out the flash. Jin not able to help it out, but she had her E available, it looks like. So they're committed for that 1v1. J-Mars unstoppable at this point. It's going to be able to have him do whatever he wants now into the top lane. No one will be able to stop him. Not even in a 2v1 scenario. Oh, excuse me. Cheese and Eggs going for another roam of his own. That's going to be the red buff actually available, and it should fall down pretty quickly. In fact, he might actually get the Malphite at the same time. It's going to fall into his favor. He's going to see the Malphite right at his face. And that's going to be... Dragon looking like it's going to be spawning pretty soon, I think. J-Mars finishing off the camps on Malphite, and Malphite is going to be having nothing to access. Already 1.5, 1.6k behind from the Yi. Likely going to be seeing a 2-level advantage coming in through there in the junglers as well, not only in the mid lane. little bit of harass there from Soraka, but it's going to be Tryndamere. They're committing for the fight. They're going to try to do what they can with this Herald. IIT has to loop himself all the way back around, I think. Looking like they're not going to. They're going to instead face them head on. Cheese and Eggs with the ultimate available. It's going to be starting to shred through the members of WSU. That damage is nuts. Tryndamere not able to help anything out further, but the Herald able to hit the turret a decent amount of damage, but that's not going to have any more follow-up. Turret plating has already gone down. J-Mars, in the meanwhile, is going to be taking the second-tier turret as the Tryndamere tried to commit for that 3v2, 3v3 situation. And that's another turret falling down for J-Mars, and he's going to be hugely in the lead. Blue buff as well to help things out if he's going to greed for it, honestly. No, looks like he'll give that to Disporogi, I think. Another turret here falling here. IIT going to be having their bot lane get their first one in the bag. Yi, very deep inside their jungle. He's confident. Against the Qiyana in the 1v1 situation, oh good grief. Might not be enough at that point. Oh god, trying to flash for the auto. Not going to be enough. Damage there with a little bit of Vagar poke, but that's going to be all. Ocean Drake is available. But, looking like IIT is going to start their backs and start to pretty much bring us now into the mid-game point now, as all first-tier turrets have fallen for WSU. So now they've got not too many options, but J-Mars is looking for the hunt on his own. He's got the ghost. He's going to start things off. Root going to hold him in place, but he's got his eyes set onto the Jhin first. Not able to actually going to be able to get the grab. No ult available, no flash available. Is going to be starting things off. It's going to be J-Mars next. Is going into 1v2, 1v3 Rampage. Is going to be so much damage. Just the ult enough to finish it off with the triple kill. Disporogi though wants to start things off on his own. He's going to be walking right into a Tryndamere, but there is no damage coming from that Tryndamere as he doesn't even have his first item completed yet. Only attack speed items on the Tryndamere, in fact. Ocean Drake going to be falling on, and that's going to be keeping all of the members of IIT very healthy, as they are now going to be activating the dragon here. It's going to be the Cloud Drake. And just so I'm making sure I'm getting that correct, the Cloud Drake, and I quote, Cloud Drake's power spawn, air's current flowing through the jungle and dragon pit, speeding up champions in the vicinity. Dodge skill shots or make a swift collapse on your enemies trying to sneak a far away objective. So it's really just the movement buffs all over the jungle now. But in all of that chaos, it's actually going to be Malphite committing here for an ult heal going to be used by Pyre Windows. Disprogi trying to take what she can. The Redemption going to be keeping the Qiyana pretty healthy. But IIT is still trying to go for the follow-up. Ricky Shea going to be having to get the heal from the Struggle, but she walks right into a trap. That damage is going right through, but the stun here from Jhin. IIT still holding strong. No members falling yet. Can the Caitlyn go for any more? And in all of that action, IIT remains long-standing. And actually, to confirm what Caretaker and I were talking about before, Herald still exists in the game after you take it down the first time. So there are multiple Heralds spawning, and there are now multiple approaches being taken as IIT finally starts their way to break into the base with the inhib turret falling. It's going to be Yi looking to start things off with a fight of his own. He's going to be going in heavy here against the Qiyana. That's going to be the game falling here for IIT's advantage here. Disprogi trying to use the ult onto the Soraka. She's still going to be alive. J-Mars cutting off third party from even going back into the base. Legendary now onto this Darius with only one kill, one death to his name. The perfect KDA looking like it's going to be going to Syndra today. Well played here from the Hawks today. Disprogi showing how it's done. No! Scotty! Are we going to be seeing the pentakill? Oh my. No. IT. We're going a little bit too ham in there. Disprogi's still alive, though. It's going to be Pirate Windows and Disprogi there to close out the game. GG well played's coming out in chat at 29-8. 42k to 25k advantage there for the Hawks. Well played today to close out their last game of the semester. Yeah, that game definitely goes back to J-Mars as usual. just able to shut down that Tryndamere so efficiently. The Malphite not able to help out with his ganks. In fact, giving up, dying in a 2v1 situation is always the worst as a when you're in that situation, and it feels great for the 1v2 for the Darius, I'm sure. So going back to our pickman slide, it's going to be Hawks taking the victory here today with a 2-0 victory against Wichita State University's Shocker Gaming Gray. Um, yeah, really nice stuff coming out from all players. I think WSU just having not as friendly of a time trying to coordinate their team play. IIT pretty efficient, uh, even like in those advantages where they really shouldn't win advantages when they're so low. It's just the coordination, the summoners being used to save certain members keeps everyone alive and well. I think they were able to walk out of a Kiana gank early game for bot lane. They played that late game like 3v3 low health versus high health pretty well, and they didn't die, and they still got a kill off that. What else? Mid lane able to do a nice 1v2 outplay against Kiana after she used stopwatch. That was pretty good. And then yeah, especially I think what broke the camel's back for WSU, particularly with their top lane jungle, was first was the 2v1 that they weren't able to get that gank into lane, and then another 2v1 that they both died after they took down the Rift Herald. At least they got the Rift Herald, because I think if Darius got that, I think the mental might be pretty boom for WSU after that point. It's going to be it for us today, though. Again, appreciate everyone stopping by, everyone giving me your feedback. I tried to fix the sound a bit. I think I usually change the sound whenever I bring in a co-caster because I always have issues with that. But still appreciate the feedback. I'll try to eventually, once I upgrade my streaming deck to actually have like a volume mixer or something, that might be better for us for the viewers. But again, appreciate you guys for coming by today. Feel free, if you're new here, to give a like and follow to all of that social media. But that's going to do it for us today. It's going to be the CSL matches are finishing up for the semester, and we'll be back in the we'll be back when it comes to January, and the real games get going. But finishing off the record here, I think that's going to be a 5-1 victory for the fall semester for Illinois Tech Division C. So only lost here to DePaul, but they're looking pretty good here in the CSL bracket. I'm not sure, what the goals are for the team. I'll try to make sure I get that news for you guys in the next stream about what they want to be doing. Are they still going to be committing to CSL, or are they going to maybe try another league just for more competitive games or more consistent games? We'll have to see. But regardless, really well played here from the Division C today. Actually, I forgot to mention, we had a general body meeting yesterday, and they actually Division C is actually the highest win loss rate team out of all of the other teams that we have on our esports program. So they are the only team to have also an above 75% win loss rate as well. So they're definitely carrying the torch in terms of representing IIT to its very best. Only wishing good things for them as they go on to the next semester. And hopefully that they adapt to the new preseason pretty well. And if we keep up this performance, maybe we'll see them in all of the players go beyond Gold League, and start to get some plat players as well for a new league. We'll see. But that's gonna do it for us today. It's gonna be Elvin Moy signing off. Thanks for watching, everyone.